Yo, guys. Okay. Yo, guys. What's going on? It's been a long time. Well, not a long time, but like it's been a minute since I've done a live stream. Sonic Mania, like I said, has been pissing me off for a bit, and I had to take a break from Kingdom Hearts for a bit. So starting Thursday, we will be doing that. Me and my bro will be playing Rechain of Memories. 100% I will be starting that because I do gotta continue my Kingdom Hearts live stream. Yo, bro, what's up? But tonight we got something special. Tonight, thanks to my bro for buying me this game. As always, this is like the third time he came through for a game with me, that he knows I've been wanting for a really long time. And that game is known as Doki Doki Literature. Oh wait, you were taking a break from Kingdom Hearts? I didn't even know. Yeah, it's all good though. Like I said, we're gonna continue that Thursday. But so like I was saying, so tonight we're gonna be playing Doki Doki Literature Club. Now, if you don't know what Doki Doki Literature Club is, I'm not gonna spoil it. All I'm just gonna say was, originally it was a computer game. I watched the Game Grumps play it, Danny and Aaron. I immediately got hooked onto the story, and I've been wanting to play it for myself ever since it came out. The only sad thing about that was I didn't have a computer at the time, and I didn't have Steam. So I prayed to the gods, the gaming gods, and I was all like, please somehow put this game on consoles. And sure enough, like a month ago, at one of the gaming things, they announced the trailer for Doki Doki Literature Club Plus, which, as you can see, has side stories. That is non-canon, they said. They said it's non-canon to the story of Doki Doki. It's apparently how they became friends, the characters that we're gonna meet, and all that stuff. So, with that being said, I gotta give you guys a warning. This particular series of live streams is gonna be for adults only. So if you are under 13, if you're under 20, if you're under 18, there we go. That's the legal age in America. If you're under the age of 18, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave the live stream. I will be putting a reminder in the middle of the live stream as well. And another warning, this is not your typical game. You may think it's sweet and innocent, but it's actually not. It's there's some adult themes in here, and I'm gonna put a trigger warning. I'm gonna tell you guys when. All right, so yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So, just to let you guys know already, so, but, just to let you, just to give you guys a warning. So with that being said, let's get into it, shall we? Loading Doki Doki. Team Salvato was the original one that made it. So these are our main characters. I fucking love I love this music. This music's kick-ass. So we're gonna go to a new game. Okay. Okay, I was working on the voices, so give me a minute. Hey! I see an annoying, I see an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to anything she might draw herself. Draw to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you never see yourself making today, but it's just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, just to sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. Hi! Oh my god, fuck! Hiya! I overslept again, but I caught you this time. Maybe, but that's only because I decided to stop and wait for you. You see, that you were thinking about annoying me? That's just me. That's mean, James. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Fine. But if you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean, even if you wanted to. Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together, making our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with the other students making their daily commute. By the way, there is no students. There's nothing like that. You're just gonna see a bunch of buildings. By the way, James, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already, I'm not interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. That's not true. You told me you would join the club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible I did in one of our many conversations where I discriminately go along with whatever she's going on about. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. I was talking about how I'm worried that you will learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know? And I know you're happy now, but I'll die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright. I'll look in a few clubs to make you, if it makes you happy. No promises though. Will you at least promise me you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess. I promise you that. Yee! Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relate to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about making me want to ease her mind at the least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside her head. School! This is the school! Just like any other anime school. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Hello? Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize that I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late to your own club. Well, I thought I might need some encouragement. That you might need some encouragement. So I thought, No what? Well, that you can come to my club. Sayori? Yeah. There's no way I'm going to your club. Meanie. Sayori is vice president of the literature club. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after all, who proposed the club. She inherited the title Vice President. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed even less. To be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kind of told the club yesterday I would bring a new member. And Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead, or is she so cunning as to have planned all of this out. I let out a long sigh. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? Yes, let's go! And thus today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the Do not trust this bitch. Okay, if you say so. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs in a section of the school I rarely visit. Sayori's full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member is here. I told you not to call me a new member. I glanced around the room. Welcome to the... Oh, no. Welcome to the Literature Club. It is a privilege meeting you. Sayori... Sayori always says nice things about you. Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Ah, James! And what a nice surprise! Welcome to the club. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. Susare Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is the one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes her look out like a first-year student. She's also the one who made the cupcakes, according to Sayori. You just can't ignore her when she gets You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Sayori says that quietly into my ear, then turns back towards the other girls. Anyways, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparatively more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Ah, well, nice to meet both of you. And that sounds like... Oh, my fuck, man. I gotta work on my fucking Sayori voice. Oh. And it sounds like you already met Monica, right? That's right. It's great to see you again, James. Monica smiles sweetly. Do we know each other? Well, we rarely talk, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, and athletic. Basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monica. Come sit down, James. We made room for you at the table so you can sit next to me and Monica. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I got a little too excited. Then how about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened, so there's one space next to Monica and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches in the back of the table, tray in hand. Okay, okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Woo! Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white fluffy cupcakes, decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. So cute! I had no idea you were such a good baker. Good at baking, Natsuki. I don't know why, but Yuri reminds me of Peeping Me if she were drawn like a normal anime girl. That's good. I like that. I had no idea. I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you know. Just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs the first one. Then Monica, I follow. It's delicious. Sayori talks with her mouth full and already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? Oh no, fuck. Well, why are you thanking me? It's not like I haven't I heard that somewhere before? Made them for you or anything. I thought you technically did, Sayori said. Well, maybe, but not for you dummy. Alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri turns the table over, carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in the classroom? Don't worry, the teachings give us the teacher is a bitch. Alright, so just to let you know, okay, to give you guys a heads up, Yuri is supposed to be like the MILF. She's supposed to be the mature, hot one. Okay. Sayori is your best friend. Natsuki is known as a tsundere, which is first she's sour, then she's sweet. So like first she's mean, and then kind of think of it like a Sour Patch Kid. All right. And Monica, we don't talk about Monica. Monica's the leader, okay? Just remember that. Monica's the leader of the literature club. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Haha, don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least I still enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri's family smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow and smiles at me. So, what made you consider the literature club? I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was particularly dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seems really happy here, so that's okay. That's okay. Don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it is my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you at least a leader of the debate club last year? Ahaha. Well, you know, to be honest, I can't stand up all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And encourage others to get into literature. Then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica is really good. Monica is a really great leader. Yuri also nods her head in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in clubs yet. Oh no, it's me. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. You have to work hard and convince people that you are both fun and worthy-wise. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can really grow in this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah! We'll do our best. You know it. Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they were all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So James, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I read these past few years, I really don't have a good way of answering that. Manga? I muttered quietly, half to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that could change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the trim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels built deep into complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is easily amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds comfort in the world of books and not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep physiological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyways, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasp something I can relate to, act at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Really? I wouldn't have expected that from Yuri. For someone as gentle as you, I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I can't really put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. I hate horror. Oh, why is that? Well, I just... Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right. You usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? Well, what? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were writing a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud and Give It Back. Fine. Your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is just as cute as you are. Sayori slides up behind Natsuki and put her hands on her shoulders. I'm not cute. Natsuki, you write your own poems? I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometimes? No! Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. See, sharing that level of writing that takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your hearts. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe you should share some of your work and you can set an example and help Natsuki feel more comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. I wanted to read everyone's poems. We all sit in silence for a moment. Okay, I have an idea for everyone. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monica. Let's all go home and write a poem of your own. Then the next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way everyone is even. Yay, let's do it! Plus, now we have a new member. I think it'll help us all get to know a little more comfortable with each other and strengthening the bond of the club. Isn't that right, James? Monica smiled at me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now we're back at the original topic of me joining the club. I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decisions. I have other clubs to look in, and I lost my train of thought. All four girls staring back at me with dejected eyes. But I'm sorry, I thought. Jeez, you all. I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls? Right. Okay, I decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girl's eyes lights up. Yes! I'm so happy! Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey! You really did scare me for a moment. If you really did just come for the cupcakes, I would have been super pissed. then that makes it official. Welcome to the Literature Club. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember, tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. James, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. I could really impress the class star. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my metacore writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside of me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat about Yuri and Natsuki as clean up their food. Hey James, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together? That's right. Sayori and I never walk home together anymore because she's always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, might as well. Yay! With that, the two of us depart the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have my chance to grow closer with one of these girls. Alright, I just need to make the most out of my circumstances and make sure I'm good fortune. And I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. It's time to write a poem. Pick words you think your favorite club member will like. Something good might happen with whoever likes your poem the most. Me are I'm fucked. I am fucked? I don't know what you're talking about, bro. But the girl that I like the most is Yuri. So we're gonna go with Yuri. We're gonna find things that Yuri might like. So sad. Aw, sadness. We can't go back either, by the way. Let's see. Suicide. I gotta find things. Let's see. Intellectual. Frightening. And female. Now you have joined the club and there's no going back. Let's see. Fun, Distrain, Doki Doki, Wrath, Ambit, Twirl, Awesome, Heartbreak, Dark, Pain. What the fuck, Sayori? No, I don't. I want more Yuri than you fucking use, Sayori. Fuck. Bliss. Tragedy. Misery. So obviously either Yuri or fucking Sayori's gonna like my poem. Bad. Lost. Broken. Is Yuri supposed to be a goth emo? Yes. Alright. We're gonna do the next day and I'm gonna cut it there. Hi again, James. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Ha ha ha. Ha ha. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. Then pick all the darkest, depressing words. Yeah, that's what I tried doing. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, James. I hope this isn't too overwhelming. I mean, like, look at her, man. Look at Yuri. I feel like Yuri would be like the most that I would fucking like, man. I like Yuri. Yuri's the shit. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year, and last year too. I don't know if you plan just to come here and hang out or what. Oh yeah, dude, these goths are emo. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps manga in her collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature too. Yeah, it's literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. James always gives his best, as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work, but without even asking. He like cooking and cleaning my room. How dependable. Say, alright, that's because your room is so messy, it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? You two are certainly good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come? You and James can become good friends too. Sayori. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Even brought you something today. Did you know? Well, wait, Sayori. Me? Not really. No. Sayori, don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it really was not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue this situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. I'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you want it. This is how this girl accidentally being so cute. She even picked out a book she thinks I like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can really read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. I know, right, bro? Yuri's face is already buried in the book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is running around the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time, I feel bad for distracting her reading. I catch a glimpse over the cover of her book. It looks like it has something. It looks like the same book she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the very first few pages. Hello, Lauren. How are you doing today? I'm sorry, I thought you were my bro. I thought you were my bro, Ultimate Frozen fan. I was so into my characters, I'm sorry. Crap. I think she noticed. Have you ever heard me say that? LOL. Yeah, I was already, what the, it's all good. Yeah, I'm a female, I'm good, haha. Cool. Well, thank you for joining the live stream. I think she notices me looking at her. She sinks another glance at me, and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes me hide her face. Oh, that only makes her hide her face deeper in the book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I muttered this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit, so... That's the book you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious. How come you have two copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday, that's not what I meant. I meant, I just happened to buy two of them. I see. There's something fairly obvious that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's it about anyway? Well, Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of of Makarov. There's an ominous looking eye symbol in the front cover. Alright. I just wanted to make sure I didn't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves with her long-lost younger sister. But as soon as she does, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escape from a human experiment prison, and while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart. That's kind of... This game seems just like an innocent... Just seems like an innocent anime dating simulator. I'm curious to see what happens in the story that makes it so disturbing and violent. Oh, you'll see! You'll see. We won't see that until like the halfway point, though. That's kind of dark, isn't it? You already made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that turned dark. So that dark turn came from nowhere. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, James? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri's into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that those kinds of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals, their own philosophical, and that's that they believe in. Then suddenly, when you go through, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they suddenly made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plan. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess that's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like book and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm so sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It is a literature club after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? You don't have to. What are you saying? Just a moment ago you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book and put it. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put in my bag. All right, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little prehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is reading in company with someone. I say. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or something. Alright. I open the book and I start at the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as I can feel her pressure over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing, maybe a little distracting, but her feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead, so sorry. I was just... Yuri, you're really apologizing a lot, don't you? I do. I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean, Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk up against Yuri's, then hold my book between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my arm is left in the way, so intended. I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess this makes it kind of difficult to turn the page here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and my forefinger. I do the same with my right arm and on the right side of the book. That way I turn the page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after she flips her side. But in holding it like this, we huddled even closer together than before. It actually kind of distracting me, as if I can feel her warmth on Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? Turn the page. Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient, if it takes a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri is no longer asking me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I assume that she's finished with the page before me, so I turn my own violation. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning the page, each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently let go of the page and flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey, Yuri. This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she's also second guesses all the things she has to say and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but you're kind of a resentment of some of your mannerisms. I see. Yuri remains silent for a moment. But James, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. So that's so embarrassing that you think that. Well, wait! I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I didn't know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I meant... Yuri seems shy. She is. I guess I more meant that she's kind of cute. What are you saying all of a sudden? Okay, everyone. I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Yuri inhales, spared from finishing her thought. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kinda down. I'm sorry if you've been looking forward to this. It's not. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close up on top of my thumb. Alright, I guess we'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I read it with you? Yeah, it's me. Or would you prefer I read it with you? I guess you don't have too much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. She's sad. Yeah, I know, fucking Monica. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know. That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Alright, I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book and slip it back into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write your poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to Monica's a bitch. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't we find someone to share with? I can't wait. Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in comprehension notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Alright, it's poem time! Alright, who shall we share our poem with first? We're gonna share our poem with Yuri. Yuri seems the most experienced, so I should start with her. I can trust her opinion to be fair. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Expirational. What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri's first covers her mouth, but ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicate that you have written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri falls up, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words of the poem as she's breaking down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just there's are more specific writing habits than are usually typical new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing is I recognize in new writers that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick up writing styles that separate from the topic matter, and they are form fit to the two together. And the end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it is as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something new you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and technique that goes into even writing a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together probably is the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. Also, I hope you have everyone else in the club that gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri apologizes to herself to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamingly, as that's a rare opportunity for her, which in itself it's kind of funny. After all, this isn't supposed to be the literature club? Okay, I gotta stand up and read this. Ghost Under the Light. Okay, I'm gonna try to read this. This is fancy as fuck. Ghost Under the Light. The tandem. My hair beneath the amber glow battling. It must be this one. At last. I'm sorry, Yuri. I can't read that. It's too fancy for me. I can only read it. I can't read fancy. Yuri would be so sad with me. I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But you took a long time to read. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. I wish I could help you, bro, but I have trouble reading cursive too. It's all good, bro. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest, since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something is easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, this story isn't about a ghost at all, James. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings and expressions in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In that case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, enlightening their lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing really. Yours was impressive too, so nah, if anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all of this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, James. Me too. Okay, blah, blah. Sayori. We'll do Sayori next. Oh my goodness, this is so good, James. I love it. I had no idea you were such a good writer. Sayori, you must be seriously overreacting. I'm not a good writer at all. I honestly have no idea what I'm going and doing. Well, maybe that's why, because I have no idea what I like either. Jeez. Yuri's opinion was way more constructive than this. Maybe even Natsuki's. Are you sure you don't like it because I wrote it? Well, I'm sure that's part of it. I think I understand you better than a lot of other people, you know. So when I read your poem, it's not just a poem, it's a James poem. And that makes it feel extra special. Like I can feel your feelings in it. Sayori hugs the sheet against her chest. You're so weird. Oh, you're so weird, Sayori. I'm really just happy you wrote one. It reminds me of how you really are part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing right in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See, it's like I said before, James. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people, that's something that I really only good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing that this much means to her and all. Yeah, now I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That would be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that one then. Yee! Now you read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. Yee! We'll see about that. Okay. Dear sunshine, the way you go through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come and play? Are you trusting me to whistle away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever, but I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? No, just a little bit. You just can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself. Don't be so mean. I still tried my best. Yeah. I didn't mean to say it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds just like you. Really? Yeah. Especially that last line. I made eggs and toast. Even though you were late for school, it's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. This was so much fun. Monica's the best. Yeah. But next time I won't forget. Oh no, that was theory. But next time I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I look forward to it. Oh, why are you so mean to Sayori? Come on, that's Suki. Okay. James, if you're not gonna take this club seriously, go home. Well, what? Harsh. Why do you expect me to believe that you actually put any effort into this? Why do you think I'm stupid? No, I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put effort. We all start somewhere, right? Maybe, if you're still so proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I like to read it. Painful to think about. Fine. Well, sorry. Oh my god, I really don't want to read your poem, jeez. You better get away. I'll tell you what to improve. You better off just trying again. Fair enough. Well, to each their own, I guess. Well, anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you probably think it's stupid. Eagles can't fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try. But that's about it. Can I just say this music right now reminds me of the amazing world of Gumball music? I feel like this music would be in the amazing world of Gumball. Yeah, I told you weren't gonna like it. Like it? What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't that the point of poems? So true about Gumball. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. Like when it's easy to read but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. See, everyone around you is doing great things, but it can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like how I totally forgot her voice. Like how I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then I made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more wit into it than I realized. That's what I mean, or that's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki's feeling proud of her, then I won't take that away from her. Monica! Hi, James. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new here and everything, if you have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share my poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Ha ha ha. Don't worry, James. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know. But that's sort of the barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand marked on my poem. Great job, James. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing is that's full of imagery and symbolism. Unlike Sayori, who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness, Yuri likes it when readers are left to drive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all of the nuisance. It can easily take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked though. I'm sure now somewhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about that. You're doing your own thing. Just keep exploring and learning by trying new things. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I love you to try new things. After I read the poem, I'm going to kill you. I love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find a kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased, but towards their own kinds of styles. But I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't forget to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims not to be very good. Finally, I tried to comment that like 4 different times and YouTube was blocking it. Damn. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know. I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in the wall. Hole in the wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction, the speckle, pronudes, a noisy neighbor, an angry boyfriend. I will never know. I wasn't home. I peered inside for a clue. No, I can't see. A real blind like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late for my retations already sourced with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. Just a little hole. It wasn't too bright, it was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in, I was looking out, and he was on the other side looking in. So what do you think? It's very free-form, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, the kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. A lot of poems have been putting emphasis on timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany, yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixed on a specific point. If you try hard to make it perfect, then it will never make any progress. If you focus yourself to get something done on the paper and tidy it up later, another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you just get a big dark puddle of ink. So move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated, as if everyone is judging me for my medical writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They're grinning exchanging sheets of paper, staring at their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each other's expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrow furled in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki discreetly returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. It was just trying to say something nice. You mean you have to try something hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but I really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and James liked it too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my own writing styles. I didn't don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I came across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. Nee. And James liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh, I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. That's not what I... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that James appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours. Now you know how. And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Ew. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? If I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as James started showing up. Natsuki! Hi, Natsuki, this doesn't involve you. I don't like the fighting, guys. Suddenly, both girls turned towards me, as if they just noticed I was standing there. James. She's just trying to make me look back. That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate the simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point of making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out of the reader, not to force them to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, James. Wait. There's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and the meaning of the most effective. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, James? How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whoever I agree with will probably think more. The fuck is that? Is that like some kind of bee? Some kind of thing that's flying at me? That nothing better go out and go boo, I swear. Oh, okay, I can kill this thing. It's like some kind of bee. I don't know, bee, but it's some kind of... I don't like you. You made me use my lighter too, fucking bitch. Okay, there we go. Okay, much better. Alrighty. Dude, you gotta close your window at night. But whoever I agree with, most likely they'll probably think more highly of me. So of course it's gonna have to be Yuri. Natsuki, you're right. I like your poem. See? Wait, that's not an excuse for yourself to be so mean. You shouldn't pick a fight just because someone's opinion is different. That's not what happened. That's not what happened at all. Yuri wouldn't even take my poem seriously. I understand. Yuri, you're a seriously talented writer. There's no secret that I was impressed. But here's the thing. No matter how simple or refined someone's writing style is, they're still putting feelings into it and becomes something really personal. That's why Natsuki felt threatened when you said her poem was cute. I see. I didn't notice that. I'm sorry. But Natsuki, you took it way too far. Yuri means well, but you just told her how you felt. Then you wouldn't have happened in the first place. Are you kidding? That's exactly what... Oh, no. That's exactly what I did. It was her that... Natsuki, I think that's enough. Both of you said some things that you didn't mean. Yuri apologized. Don't you think that you should too? Natsuki clenches her fists. In the end, nobody has taken her side. She's trapped at this point, being defended only because she can't handle the pressure. I end up even feeling bad for her. Sometimes when I'm hurt, it helps me to take a walk and clear my head. Sayori, she doesn't need to. You know what? I'm going to do that. I'll spare me from having to look at all your faces right now. Without warning, Natsuki snatches her own poem from the desk and storms out. On her way, she crumbles up her poem and hands her with her hands and throws it into the trash. Natsuki. She really didn't need to do that. I look across the room. Yuri has her chin buried in her hands while she stares down at her desk. I grimly approach her and sit in the guest chair. Everything alright? I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe I acted this way. You probably hate me now. No, Yuri! How could anyone not have gotten frustrated after being treated like that? You handled it as well as anyone could. I don't think any less of you. Well, alright, I believe you. Thanks, James, you're too kind. I'm thankful to have you a part of this club now. It's nothing. One more thing. That thing Natsuki said about, I would never do anything so shameful. So, what do you think, what thing did Natsuki say? Well, never mind that. I'm going to go make some tea. Ah, good idea. Make enough for more than one person, okay? Yeah. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Well, I say it was worth it. It was alright mostly. James, how do you feel about? How about you? Yeah, I say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you learn something about your friends too. Natsuki said her breast got bigger when James arrived. Yeah, she did say that. So your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself, did I learn a little more about the kinds of poems everyone likes? With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those I want to impress. I nod to myself with a newfound determination. James, ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. It's truly been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Sayori, about what happened earlier. What do you mean? You know, between Yuri and Natsuki. Does that kind of thing happen often? No. That's really the first time I've seen them fight like this. I promise, they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they make good friends with you. Phew. You know, James, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club, but I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you, too. That's... Every day is gonna be so much fun. It looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? Well, I just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I patted Sayori on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than I told her. But it's easy to use Sayori as an international monologue sometimes. Okay. Yeah. Let's do this. Oh, I guess that was me. Well, we're gonna save. We're gonna save. So, alrighty then, guys. We did a nice little chunk of it tonight. I hope everyone enjoys it because we are in for a ride. We are in for a ride of our life. So, with that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe. Share with your friends. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Facebook. And hit the notification bell button. If you guys are hyped and you guys are ready for more Doki Doki. Thank you to my bro for joining me. I'm really glad that you're curious about the story. Okay, so with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.